Hindi film has a very short window. Hindi films are competing with other Hindi films while seeking the audience. So अगर वो नहीं pick up किया first week में, it starts to disappear. Audiences become very, they will carefully spend their money. Either they'll spend their money on something they've been waiting for a very long time. It can be a sequel like a KGF. It can be a spectacle like a Rajamouli film, or it is something they've been waiting for long like Brahmastra or Pathaan. Alaya walked into my house to show me her showreel. Her grandfather had asked me to see the showreel and advise her. I saw the showreel and I was like, you don't need any advice. I have a film for you.
Alaya has made a career on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like she has see the positive side.
That's exactly where the film comes from. The film comes from, if you'll watch her YouTube videos, you'll know where the film comes from. Like, her mental health worries me a lot. Whenever she struggles with it. I have a tough time explaining to you that why am I happy with being on YouTube. Why I don't need to have a career as per your definition of what a career should be. I had a long sickness and a series of it. So, yes, it did change a lot of things. Like, even I was still struggling with it when Dobara had come out. Like, if you see all those interviews there, I was traveling to one city to the other. I was still seeing the doctors and you could see my face full of steroids. और दुनिया रोज बदल रही है और लोग भी नया तरीका ढूंढ रहे हैं आपको चुप कराने का. तो अगर वो आपको चुप नहीं करा सकते तो वो आपको अलग तरह से डैमेज करते हैं. वो डैमेज का इम्पैक्ट जब दूसरों पे जाता है आपके अलावा तो फिर वो जिम्मेदारी आपकी बन जाती है. On Twitter I backed out because I realized I'm just shouting in a room full of people who are shouting. Everybody is shouting.
He is a maverick filmmaker. He has proven it time and again with his films, and his films have always been path-breaking. But with his next one, he's doing something path-breaking for himself. He's presenting a rom-com, romantic drama, I would say, for the Gen Z, and there's something new for him. And today, it's an honor for me to be in a conversation with the great Anurag Kashyap, only on Bollywood Bubble. So firstly, Anurag sir, welcome to Bollywood Bubble.
Thank you so much.
The last time we spoke was during Dobara, so and it feels nice to be getting this opportunity so soon, so again. So I have to start by saying like this is something new for you as well, as I said, to attempt I love Manmarziyan, like that is the kind of romance I like. What is new with this? How did the idea for this come to you?
This film is more about the young kids today, and when I say young kids, I don't understand the difference between millennials and Gen Z and Gen X and Gen Y. Right? For me, they're like, I'm talking about my kids from my daughter's generation.
Yeah.
So for me, this is a film that's about them in the sense that when you understand that how they are navigating through life is very different from how when we were their age. Like we came from a different world where the pressure on us was to prove ourselves. The pressure was because our parents spent so much money on education, and film was not such a all over business. People, outsiders, did not come to movies just like that. All that kind of pressure. But when my daughter's generation is dealing with different things, they are struggling with themselves. They're struggling to explain themselves to us in the sense. और हम लोग का क्या है, हम लोग कंट्रोल करना चाहते हैं उनको. हमारी जनरेशन जो उनको कंट्रोल करना चाहती है, हमें लगता है हमें पता है बेहतर क्या है. सो वही है फिल्म वही है. ये दो यंग कपल्स हैं, एक लंदन में है, एक डलहौजी में है. उनकी कहानियां हैं जो चलती रहती हैं, जो स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं अपने पैशन से, अपने एस्पिरेशन से, एक दूसरे से जो फिगर आउट कर रहे हैं अपनी लाइफ को. और हम माँ बाप जो है उनकी लाइफ ठीक करने के चक्कर में कूदते हैं बीच में और बिगाड़ देते हैं. तो हम जो है उस फिल्म के इनविजिबल विलेन हैं और फिल्म उनके बारे में और उस जनरेशन के बारे में.
Okay. And as you said, like, this is for your daughter's generation. So was she one of the first viewers who got to see the film?
No, she was a participant in the film. She found Karan Mehta for me.
Oh.
I said, tell me who are the actors from your generation who would want to do a story like this. She found Karan for me, and then I saw Karan's work, and then I put him into training for 2 years for parkour, stuff like that the film needed. Alaya walked into my house to show me her showreel. Her grandfather had asked me to see the showreel and advise her. I saw the showreel and I was like, you don't need any advice. I have a film for you. And now the world has seen, because what I saw in that showreel is what you saw that actor in Jawani Jane Man and Freddy. You saw that range of actor.
But when she got the love for Jawani Jane Man, love and
I
awards
was so
as
proud.
well.
I went to see that film. I was so proud of her, and I was like, yeah, this girl is going to be very, very big.
Yeah, and she has proven that with the first two films, and this one is gonna take that further. I'm very sure of that. And जैसे आपने बोला ना कि मतलब today's generation faces a lot.
Yeah.
Because I feel a
Unlike
lot
us,
of
yeah.
it is because of social media ka presence also.
Because
Because you
no,
are exposed to a lot
see,
of
social
people.
media has come into our lives. But social media existed in their lives since they were born.
Yeah.
See, I'm saying look at it that way. हम लोग बात करते हैं कि वो जमाना था जब टेलीग्राम करते थे, लैंडलाइन होती थी. इन लोगों को नहीं पता हो. ये तो जो जिस दुनिया में पैदा हुआ उनके लिए दुनिया वैसी है ना. So for them, they are the ones. ये उनकी दुनिया है. हम उनकी दुनिया में रह रहे हैं.
Yeah, I feel glad that I actually got to see the previous wala, वो landline वाला समय भी, because I feel that had an innate charm of itself.
Yeah.
Like that एक वो ठहराव होता था, and there was a
हाँ वो
little
नॉस्टैल्जिया है, लेकिन इनके लिए वो ठहराव, हमारे लिए जो ठहराव इम्पोर्टेंट है इनके लिए नहीं है.
हमारे nostalgia और history.
हाँ, हमारे लिए जो ठहराव इम्पोर्टेंट है इनके लिए वो चिलिंग टाइम है. हाँ, वो चिलिंग टाइम में वो कैसे करते हैं, वो अपनी तरह से करते हैं.
But उसका positive भी है, like Alia has made a career on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like she has see the positive side
That's
of
exactly
it.
where the film comes from. The film comes from. If you watch a YouTube videos, you'll know where the film comes from. So it is actually from there.
But does it ever concern you as a father because of the scrutiny that she goes through? Because
No, in the sense, it like her mental health worries me a lot. Whenever she struggles with it. But no, that is the whole point of it. Is like her thing is like I have a tough time explaining to you that why am I happy with being on YouTube. Why I don't need to have a career as per your definition of what a career should be.
Yeah.
Why did I drop out of college? And all you need to be concerned about is whether I'm happy or not.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
And I'm self-dependent. And that makes me feel proud, and I'm very happy with that. Really very happy with that. She's the person who knows her mind. I was very lost compared to her when I was that age.
She knows how to hold her own.
Yeah, and
That
she's
is a
also
very
as transparent and honest. She's also, I think, she also doesn't have any filter like I did.
Yeah, I loved. I was just seeing her Instagram recently, and I saw one post in which she posted some pictures. She had, just because people thought I was pregnant, I thought I would post this. Like she has a very good sense of witty sense of humor.
Yeah, she has.
And that is something I really like about. But also, like when your last film released, Dobara, the approach you had towards leading to it was pretty different from this time. How do you see that your perception towards the audience has changed since Dobara?
No, it's not like that. For me, it's like, see, audience is the same. Audiences become very, they will carefully spend their money. Either they'll spend their money on something they've been waiting for a very long time. It can be a sequel like a KGF. It can be a spectacle like a Rajamouli film, or it is something they've been waiting for long like Brahmastra or Pathaan. You know, or they will spend their money on something they're absolutely sure is a great movie. Everybody's talking about it. And they wait for it. The problem that happens is Hindi film has a very short window. Hindi films are competing with other Hindi films while seeking the audience. So अगर वो नहीं pick up किया first week में, it starts to disappear. Second, third week में कोई और film उसको replace कर देते हैं. The regional films have an advantage over there. They make noise in their own state. And we hear about it. Then they dub in Hindi and come here. So they've already got that window to make noise. Which advantage we don't have. So उसमें क्या हो जाता है कि a film like say Action Hero was such a good film. Right? It did not get time to make noise. It will make noise when it will come on OTT now.
I think that's what OTT has done. But as you said, I feel like the prime example last year, say like Kantara and Sitaramam were the prime example of that.
It got time to expand itself.
Kantara picked up how after the fourth or fifth week.
Kantara had time to pick up in its own state slowly before it came to Hindi, and then it went wide.
Yeah, that noise helped because people.
So what happens is for us, and we also watching a film in awe because that world, that whole climax, we are like, I've never seen anything like that, right? Whatever the reason people are going to a film for, has to be there, and there's sometimes this new audience comes out.
Yeah.
Absolutely new audience comes out. So people will make sure they're spending their money right. People are going to see Avatar.
Yeah.
People are going to see Avatar. People went to see Top Gun. Right?
True.
But the other Hollywood films that didn't, people went to see everything everywhere, which was such a small release in this country. It went on for so long.
This I agree with you. कि मतलब, be it regional films or international films, we are not going every week for them. We will wait for the one. Then
We go
that's
for
why
it.
it gets the window between the two. Wala.
Yeah, and they also get the window in their own state to create noise
Yeah.
that filters here.
Yeah.
हमें
Completely.
वो window नहीं मिलता.
And also, like, this film had to face a lot of delays.
Yeah.
And firstly, because the pandemic.
The pandemic
perhaps,
में delay हुआ, then my
mostly.
sickness.
Yeah.
Then
So
I became
a
very
lot
sick.
of factors.
So when the pandemic got over, I immediately went to shooting दोबारा because that was pending. तापसी की dates थे. By the time वो खत्म हुआ, I got a heart attack. So I was in the hospital. Then everything else happened, and then snowballed. Then finally I got on my feet to finish the film.
But like, you are used to it कि मतलब you have seen that before कि
Yeah.
मतलब delays कैसे deal करते हैं. To explain that to two debutants or to explain to two
that
fresh
was
people.
difficult. But see, Alaya was getting work, so she's busy.
Yeah.
Alaya did two films. There's two more that she's done.
Yeah.
अभी एक और कर रही है. करण के लिए बहुत difficult था, and I kept him busy, like in the sense he would come hang out and he would come on my set. He was on the sets of दोबारा. वहाँ के बैठा रहता था, सब करता था. उसके लिए difficult था, but hopefully that will change now.
But like you mentioned, the time you had a heart attack, like, did that change your perspective towards life in any way, or did it change towards how you want?
I had a long sickness and a series of it. So yes, it did change a lot of things. Like even I was still struggling with it when Dobara had come out. Like if you see all those interviews there, I was traveling to one city to the other. I was still seeing the doctors, and you could see my face full of steroids, trying to heal. So there's a lot that has changed in the sense that I have understood what not to do. Because just because you have no filter and you say things as they are, and taking pride in like मैं तो सच बोल रहा हूँ, जो है वो बोल रहा हूँ. It's not always necessary. You don't need to always say everything. I'm saying some things. I think we make movies. Better opportunities to find out what we are really trying to say instead of being reactionary. On Twitter, I backed out because I realized I'm just shouting. In a room full of people who are shouting. Everybody is shouting. Everybody is shouting. Nobody is listening to each other. So वहाँ से भी मैं back out कर गया. मैं बहुत सारी चीजें.
I think that realization is very necessary because, as you said, Twitter is a platform everyone is shouting. It's just everyone has to give their opinions, and then everyone has to contradict each other's opinions because you want to be the opposing voice, and that anonymity and the virtual wall that comes between, it kind of helps you because you don't have to face the person. On the other hand, but do you ever kind of regret being or not, maybe regret is the right word, but sometimes you feel like you shouldn't have been as vocal about things?
No, I
as
don't
you
think
have?
so. I don't think so that I say that in the sense you live and you learn. The problem is not that. The world is changing.
Yeah.
See, I've been the same. Right? The world is changing now. So if the consequences of your action is only on you, it's fine, I can deal with it. But if consequences of my action are being borne by my daughter or say the producer, then I have to be more responsible. So if only I'm the one paying the price, I'm fine because I can pay that price. I've seen the hard way. Other people don't need to pay the price for my things. So for me, it's not important now. It's not important to be, I'm the one who's right in the room. It is not important to be self-justifying person like हाँ ये सही है. जो है, जो दुनिया है वो है. और दुनिया रोज बदल रही है. और लोग भी नया तरीका ढूंढ रहे हैं आपको चुप कराने का. तो अगर वो आपको चुप नहीं करा सकते तो वो आपको अलग तरह से डैमेज करता है. वो डैमेज का इम्पैक्ट जब दूसरों पे जाता है आपके अलावा, तो फिर वो जिम्मेदारी आपकी बन जाती है.
And you have spoken about मतलब कि feel like an outcast in the industry when people have not supported you and people have not.
वो है ठीक है. See, everybody right now the times are difficult.
Yeah.
Everybody is looking out for themselves. So if somebody to them seems problematic like me, and it helps them,
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't judge people for not standing up. I don't judge people for changing sides or taking opportunities also. I'm saying, what is it? To each their own. Everybody has their own struggles in life.
Yeah.
So I've totally like stepping out of that whole thing. If I have to say something and something bothers me, I'll try and say it through my work in a way that it reaches out and it's clear messaging.
Yeah, but what I wanted to ask is that did you, in the especially in the last 2 years, because the industry has, on the whole, has suffered a lot. Did you feel a sense of kind of togetherness coming in the industry because everyone was dealing with the same thing? That's why a lot of relatability was
See,
happening.
I don't know. I don't interact with industry so much. So I think everybody is united in one sense that this is their be all and end all. We are all here to make movies and be part of movies. So everybody is united in that sense. It's like we all want Pathaan
Yeah.
to open big. We all want Pathaan to work. We all want to see Shah Rukh Khan back on screen.
Yeah.
We all want to see that.
and I
And
feel
every successful film is celebrated simply because if these big films don't work, then I, as a filmmaker, would not also find money to work.
if big is not working, then
Yeah.
why would people invest in small? That kind of a thing. But I feel like you said, na, ki, I feel when you see the advanced booking of Pathaan and everyone is taking so much joy in it because you see people celebrating that
And
fact
because
right
people
now.
really want things to work, because in today's day and age, we all want joy. We all
Yeah.
seeking love. Otherwise, depressing. After pandemic, times have been very depressing. So everybody needs hope. Everybody needs to hold on to something.
Yeah, and right now I feel like cinema has always been that kind of a source of joy for everyone. But I feel like the films that are coming right now are increasing that joy. And the name of the film is Almost Pyaar with DJ Mohabbat. When was the first time you felt an almost pyar? What's some?
ऑलमोस्ट प्यार तो हमेशा ही होता है. मतलब बहुत प्यार होता आता है मेरे अंदर से सब चीज़ों के लिए, लोगों के लिए, दुनिया के लिए. हाँ, लेकिन मैं नहीं, दिस फिल्म इज एक्चुअली नॉट अबाउट मी. दैट्स व्हाई शी
Yeah.
सेइंग दिस
No,
फिल्म
no,
इज.
I know. We are
हाँ,
saying कि हम लोग history हो चुके हैं, but still, like, what was the first time like that romantic वाला almost प्यार happened in your life?
रोमांटिक वाला, आई डोंट नो, इट वाज way back in college or maybe when I was a teenager.
Oh, okay, and like, have you ever thought like जैसे DJ Mohabbat is like a professional name ना कि मतलब
हाँ, डीजे
not
मोहब्बत इज अ गाय उसका पॉडकास्ट है. पॉडकास्ट इज
हाँ
कॉल्ड ऑलमोस्ट प्यार विद
yeah.
डीजे मोहब्बत.
Have you ever thought about कि अगर आपका कोई ऐसे professional name होता what would it have been?
मेरा प्रोफेशनल नेम ऐसा कुछ होता तो
हाँ.
मुझे नहीं मालूम है यार. शेफ. शेफ कश्यप.
Oh, chef. Okay. Thank you for giving me this opportunity
थैंक
to
यू.
have this conversation. It has always been a pleasure talking to you.
थैंक यू सो
Wishing
मच.
you lots and lots of love and luck for Almost Pyaar with DJ Mohammed and everything you do in future.
Hi, this is Anurag Kashyap. You're watching me on Bollywood Bubble. Please like, share, and subscribe.